Hey y'all, welcome back to Movement Link. So I just got done working out, and I did a workout where I actually used my gymnastics grips. So gear is a huge topic in the gym, especially as people are getting into the gym and getting into these types of workouts. Is you see everyone else around you, and you see the competitive people using weight belts and ollie shoes and grips and wrist wraps and all of these things. And so what's really hard is the new people see the more advanced people using these things, and they feel like they should be using them too. So I just want to talk a little bit about grips. I'll do videos on all the other things. Moral to the story with everything is you don't need to be using it. They all have pros and cons that come along with it, and it really depends what your goals are. But we're going to focus on this one on grips. But also, sorry, it's super hot. And I don't want to go through multiple shirts in a day, so I'm just going to be disgusting on film. So sorry about that. Let's sorry. All right, so also I'm out of breath. Sorry, I'm just rambling here. I'm out of breath because I just finished a workout, and that's what reminded me of doing this video. There's a workout where I did use the grips. It had a bunch of burpee chest bar pull-ups in it, so I did take my grips out. First of all, there's a bunch of different styles of grips. The style I like the most are real simple. It's just a real thin layer of like leather. It might be fake leather. I don't even know what these are. You can find the cheapest ones. They're all pretty good. I like the ones that have 2 finger holes. There's different ways you can hold it. I've tried holding it different ways. I've tried a bunch of different grips. There's so many different styles out there. What I found is I don't really like any of them. Honestly, I don't really like these that much. But again, there's so many styles. I've tried almost all of them because they come in and out of the gym. Anytime I see a new one, I ask someone if I can try it on. And here's the deal. Almost all of them make it harder to hold onto the bar, but it gives the skin of your hand so much protection. So unless you're going to put tape around the bar to give you something real grippy to hold onto, most of them make that grip harder. So just like we talk about in our Kipping pull-up program, I kind of go off of the number and type of reps that I'm doing where I'm hanging on. So if the number is under 75 reps, typically I try and go no grip. So if it's pull-ups, toes to bar, these types of things, I try and go no grip just because we see about 75, rep 75 is about that rep range where we start to see hands tear. So I kind of know as long as my hands are feeling good and I pay attention, I'm real quick to, in the middle of the workout, if I feel like I'm tearing, I switch over to rings pretty fast. So I'm not one of these diehards. If the workout says 100 pull-ups, I'm going to do 100 pull-ups. I'll do 100 pull-ups if my hands don't tear. If they start to feel like they're going, I'll switch over and maybe I'll do 80 pull-ups and I'll switch over and do the last 20 as ring rows. That goes a long way, but really it's when I'm under that 75 rep range, I usually try and go no grips, because it's easier to hang on and my skin can usually handle that. But again, I'm trying to pay attention, and it has to do with what you've done the days before, how you warmed up, and how slippery and how much you're using that flexed wrist grip and stuff like that. So anything above the 70 mark, that's where I consider using my grips. But the thing you got to keep in mind, or at least this is what happens with me, is it makes it harder. So I'm just not as good. My sets have to be a little smaller just because it makes it a little thicker. It's a little slicker. So you have to grip and flex a little harder to hold onto the bar. Just makes the reps a little bit harder, but it's fine. You can protect your hands, and we want to be prepared for anything. So gripping in a non-optimal way is going to be great practice. So there are times when it's under 75 reps, like the workout I did today, I only had 30 burpee chest bar pull-ups, still wore grips. So the reason I did that is on things where my hand is going to be rotating a lot, like a bar muscle up, I wear grips so I don't just grind the skin of my hands. And things like burpee pull-ups where I'm jumping up, and we have burpee kipping pull-up videos to explain more what I'm talking about, but jumping back and then gripping at the bar, I don't take my normal flexed thumb around the bar grip. I go hook over the whole thing, and that exposes that part of my hand to ripping a lot more. So I like to have the pad there, so when I jump up, on every rep is a new kind of grind, and I'm not gripping in my usual way that puts the weight in my calluses, it puts it on kind of that softer part of the hand. So that's kind of what I use grips for, is when it's more than 75 reps, or when I've got bar muscle ups or burpee pull-ups, something where I'm having to grip and re-grip and re-grip and re-grip on the bar. Everything else, I'm trying to go no grips. And then the grips that I prefer, and I highly recommend, is just these super cheap, very simple leather, 2 holes, stick your fingers through the hole, super easy things. But what I imagine is going to happen to you is you're going to get these and you're going to be like, oh, they're not that great, because I'll agree with you, they're not. And then you're going to see somebody else have grips, and everyone likes to say that they love their things, and I feel like they're not always completely honest about it. So inevitably, you're probably going to go through 3 different styles trying to find a good one. So I'm going to try and save you some time. Just say that I didn't like any of the other styles I've tried. If you come across something, just put it in the comments below. If you come across something that's really good, I'd love to try it out. But honestly, I've tried a whole bunch. They all have their pros and cons. These are cheap. I don't care if I lose them. They last a really, really long time, and they get the job done. They're not bad by any means, but if I'm just doing a regular pull-up workout, it's not worth my time throwing them on. But I love them for burpee pull-ups, muscle-ups, or any workout that has more than 75 toes bar pull-ups, anything like that. Hope that helps. Talk to y'all soon.